ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5th, chapter number 12 and text number 13. Yatra Uttama Sloka Guna Anuvadaha Prastuyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Gramya Katha Vighatataha Nishevyamanaha Anudinam Mumukshoho Matim Satim Yachati Vasudeve Yatrostama Gunanuvadaha Prastruyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Nishevyamano Anudinam Mumuksho Mati Satim Yachati Vasudeve Yatrottama Sloka Gunanuvadaha Prastuyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Nishevyamano Anudinam Mumuksho Matim Satim Yachati Vasudeve Yatrottama Sloka Gunatuvadaha Prastuyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Nishevyamano Anudinam Mumuksho Matim Satim Yachati Vasudeve
Yatrottama Shloka Gunanuvadaha Prastuyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Nishevyamano Anudinam Mumuksho Matim Satim Yachati Vasudeve Yatrottama Shloka Gunanuvadaha Prastuyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Nishevyamano Anudinam Mumuksho Matim Satim Yachati Vasudeve
Yatrottama Shloka Gunanuvadaha Prastuyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Nishevyamano Anudinam Mumuksho Matim Satim Yachati Vasudeve
Martas
Yatrottama Shloka Gunanuvadaha Prastuyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Nishevyamano Anudinam Mumuksho Matim Satim Yachati Vasudeve Yatrottama Shloka Gunanuvadaha Prastuyate Gramya Katha Vigataha Matim satim yacchati vasudeve.
Yatra, in which place, in the presence of exalted devotees, Uttama Sloka Gunanuvadaha, discussion of pastimes and glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Prastuyate is presented, Gramya Katha Vighataha, due to which there is no chance of talking of worldly matters. Nishevyamanaha, being heard very seriously, Anudinam, day after day, Mumukshoho, of the persons who are very serious about getting out of material entanglement. Matim, meditation, Satim, pure and simple, Yachati, is turned, Vasudeve, unto the lotus feet of Lord Vasudeva. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Who are the pure devotees mentioned in here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics and sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only of the qualities, form, pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is praised and worshipped with full attention. In the association of the pure devotees, by constantly hearing such topics respectfully, even a person who wants to merge into the existence of the absolute truth abandons this idea and gradually becomes attached to the service of Vasudeva. What a strong conclusion. The symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse. The pure devotee is never interested in material topics. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly prohibited his devotees to talk about worldly matters. Gramya varta na kahibe, na sunibe. One should not be interested in the Gramya Katha, means social and political issues. And neither they should be engaged in listening. Okay? So one should not indulge in talking unnecessary about the news of material world. One should not waste time in this way. This is a very important feature in the life of a devotee. A devotee has no other ambition than to serve Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Krishna consciousness movement was started to engage people 24 hours daily in the service of the Lord and His glorification. The student in this institution engaged in cultivation of Krishna consciousness from 5 in the morning to 10 at the night. Then they actually have no opportunity to waste their time unnecessarily by discussing politics, sociology, and current events. This will go their own way. A devotee is concerned only with serving Krishna positively and seriously. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshul Militanyena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jata Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। यत्रोत्तम श्लोक गुणानुवादः प्रस्तूयते ग्राम्य कथा विघातः निषेव्यमाणो अनुदिनं मुमुक्षोर मतिम सतिम यच्छति वासुदेवे। This is a very conclusive statement. If you want to make a tangible progress in your devotional service, Prabhupada advocated, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't engage yourself in frivolous activities, including listening to news of politics. They are not glorious. But they also catch interest. Swavidvaraha kharai ustrai narapashu. Swa means dog. Vidvara means stool-eating pigs. Khara means asses. And Ustra means camel. And Khara means ass. These four kinds of animals, they also engage in glorification of each other. What is the subject matter? Their style of eating. Their style of eating. A dog is celebrated that he waits outside the kitchen because he smells food. As soon as the person is not there in the kitchen, he will go and grab and steal and run. He engulfs in the mouth and run. He sits outside quite a distance and sees nobody is coming near him. Then he vomits out what he has eaten and start eating again, enjoying. It is called Vantasi. Vantasi is this habit of dog. And those who have given up, their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord, goes back to sense gratificatory life, then he is also condemned like, he has already given up and yet he is picking up again to eat it. It's also compared to punah charvitam charvananam, when there is no juice in it. Why people are stuck? Why people are stuck and do not make any tangible progress? Because they have at their disposal everything. And everything they paid for becomes attractive if it is utilized. But the purpose of such utility is to glorify the Lord. Then there is no problem. But it's filled with filth, filled with breaking four regulative principles, exhibiting nothing but deficiency, the four defects in all human beings. Is it glorious? So, It is also said, Kaha uttama sloka gunanuvadan puman birajye bina pashugna. Uttama sloka gunanuvadan, the glorification of the Lord Vasudev, which is sung in choicest poetry. Uttama sloka. Krishna's name is Uttama sloka. Gunanuvad, the glorification of spiritual activities. Because Krishna doesn't have material qualities, he has spiritual qualities. And spiritual qualities are understood when you describe it. They are not simply for awe and reverence. Awe and reverence does not include the purpose of divine qualities to align with a sadhak, to cultivate his divine qualities. Because Atma is divine, because Paramatma is divine. So instead of cultivating divine qualities and then try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his activities and appearance, etc. Janma karma cha me divyam. Evam. Evam means only through the medium of divinity. Vyakti tattvataha, one who knows in truth, then tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, how to achieve this? When we talk of such glorification from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and try to expand this glorification in line to our disciplic succession, what happens? Such qualities are imbibed in us, so we may be able to understand Lord Shri Krishna in divinity. So therefore it is very essential. The spiritual master gives this chakshudana, the way to see the truth. The purpose is to cultivate divinity in us. But the knowledge about the divinity that the spiritual master is giving, we should stop even chanting Hare Krishna and listen to him. Chakshudana dilo jai janme janme prabhu se divya gyan hriday prakashito. The transcendental quality which is the real gyan, it springs out within the heart because you are careful in listening and avoid all the obstacles of that distraction that distract our attention. So all these things, like they are called Gramya Katha. Gramya Katha. Na sunibe. Na kahibe. One should stop that. So more or less, everybody is thus affected and they remain bereft. You cannot have one foot in the material aspect and another foot in spiritual aspect, because they are like riding two horses in different directions, and you cannot ride two horses. You have to take off one foot and put near the other foot, wherever it is. So, how can it advance? So, this is the methodology for satam, those who are interested in purifying themselves. Satam prasangam mama birya samvidha bhavanti radkarna rasayana katha. The satam prasanga means in the association of pure devotees, when such topics are, discussed. Mama virya samvida. Samvida means realized through the heart. Samvid Shakti. It's called samvida. Knowledge acquiring potency is sitting, Saraswati is sitting in Lord's heart. So naturally, we also have the similar heart. Samvid Shakti is described in Nashinkavacham. Yasyaste Rade Samvit Tam Nashingam Aham Bhajet. Lakshmi is sitting on the face or on the chest, but Samvit Shakti is deeper. Because Lakshmi is sitting on the chest of Lord Vishnu, people are attracted only to the Lakshmi. But what about Samvit Shakti? Tene Brahma Radaya Adi Kavaye. He imparted the Vedic knowledge through that Samvit Shakti, that is the Saraswati sitting. Saraswati is originally the wife of Lord Vishnu, like Lakshmi. And her sitting is in the heart of the Lord. Okay? Samvit Shakti. So, when Samvit Shakti combines by the Ladini potency, these two things are essential. Then one becomes not only self-realized but also resolved in his determination and gets ready. So that is Bhakti Devi. Bhakti Devi has been the personification of Samvit and Ladini Shakti both. So the requisite knowledge comes as a byproduct of performing devotional service. At the same time, Vairagya also comes. Vairagya from all this material Gramya Katha. Alright? That both come. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayatyasu Jnanam Vairagyam Chadahetukam. The divine knowledge is ahaituki. Ahetukam. Causeless. So, causeful discussions are not required. Causeless. Nature has to be present. Causeless, not causeful. Cause of all causes is Krishna, who doesn't have a cause himself. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigra Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Karan means cause. Yeah, cause. Because. Karan. Because. Material varta is because. No cause. And spiritual talks. It's causeless. So, who cannot chant Hare Krishna? Whose heart is filled with this anarthas of cause and effect. They cannot chant. And they are also called Pashugna or Atmaha. Pashugna and Atmaha. Both are on the same category. What is a beautiful sloka is there? Biman purajeta binapashugna. Puman birajeta binapashugna. What is the first stanza? Yeah, uttama sloka gunanu adan puman birajeta binapashugna. But the nivritta tarasai upagiyamana bhavaushadhi srotra manobhiramat. Kah uttama sloka gunanu adan puman birajeta binapashugna. Oh, the God of rain has come.
From Auckland.
Yeah. God of Auckland, God of rain has come. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So this is so much important, you know. Nivritta tarasai. Nivritta means retired. Tarasai means hankering. Nivritta, one who's hankering about the material cause and effects, Gramya Varta, is finished. Nivritta tarasai upagiyamana. Only they can upagiyamana. Upagiya means they can repeat the transcendental topic. Nivritta tarasai upagiyamana bhavaushadhi. This is the medicine for getting rid of bhava, means repeated birth and death. Bhava means to be. Bhava means to be. To be in the material world, that is called bhava. But bhavaushadhi, to get rid of this disease of repeated birth and death, and this aushadhi has to be administered through the ear. Bhavaushadhi shrotra manobhiramat, that can give the mind peace. No reactions of what am I going to do? My fever is 102. Oh, I have to take this, I have to take that. Bhavaushadhi shrotra manobhiramat. Kaha uttama sloka gunanuvada. So gunanuvad means glorifying the transcendental qualities of the uttama sloka, the Supreme Lord who is sung in the choicest poetry, not an ordinary talk like what we are trying to do. And the compilation of sloka is not a grammatical jugglery of a Sanskrit scholar. No. He must be self-realized and pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, like Vyasadeva. So that creation is different. What is the use of glorifying daily politics, which is either stuck in the High Court or Supreme Court or wherever it is? What is the use of glorifying such thing? But you can see in the Kali Yuga, even the culprits can get scot-free. So what is the glory? So, Puman birajete bina pashugna, one who is a killer of soul, one who is a killer of the soul, is called pashugna, or atmaha, he can kill himself even. One who subsides the true nature of Atma to come and become, self-effulgent. to work out the reality of the absolute truth. Instead, he kills it. So this process is going at such an extent that it loses its sanity. And that kind of topics are daily discussed in the material world. So, Rahugan is telling, Jadabharat is telling Rahugan in a conclusive aspect of the absolute truth that you stop being a king, you stop your material activities, and you have been pious, you understand, you have been a very pious king, but still when it comes to some bodily discomfort, then you came down from the parking just to chastise me, but after chastising you realize, because I was not speaking, you understood that I am deaf and dumb? No. Because you are pious, I took pity on you to explain. And immediately Rahugan came to his senses and started, apologizing and ready to receive. So, the glorification of both Jadabharat and Rahugan will be there. He was a good recipient, very qualified recipient. And Srila Prabhupada also gave us chance to become qualified recipient. So we should be serious on understanding the topics of Uttama Sloka. But one who is a killer of soul, or Pashugna, one who is a killer of the animals, he is also killer of the soul. That does not want to allow to the animal to live at its span. When it dies, you can eat, there is no problem. In India, Prabhupada says that our old system was when a cow is old enough, then she is going to leave the body, all right? And she doesn't mind, and she lies down and gives the body. If somebody wants to eat the beef, then they can take. The chamars are skinning off, but without killing. She already left the body. So the body is useless, but if you want to use, then there is no harm. Even the bones were being packed up and the farmers would take to sell. In India, that is not, criticized. But to take out from the slaughterhouse is criticized. That is Pashugna. So, the killer of the soul, Atmaha, it is also called Atmaha. One who does not consider the imperishable self to be the real self. Self cannot be temporary. The body can be temporary. But the spirit is eternal. So if you neglect your spirit, and just misuse this spirit in sense gratificatory activities. Our senses are imparted with this consciousness. It is the spirit. The energy is spiritual. But the end result for us, because we are using in titillating the five senses, what will be the result? Result is disastrous. So we have to withdraw the senses and from sense gratification and utilize it in service of Krishna. Tasarvopadir vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesham sevanam bhaktirichyate. This is the bhakti movement where you have to employ your senses in service of the master of the senses, Rishikesh. So, this verse is very conclusive. If we want to progress, then we do not entertain. Stop external entertainment. Prabhupada said it's frivolous activity, including sannyasis are forbidden to play football. Even in their young life, they may have played. Don't wear such clothes that provoke the body and attraction. So, Sukadeva Goswami was highly critical because he didn't have any clothes on him. Right? He said, if you need clothes, chiram kim na pathi. Don't you get some torn clothes on the road? Wear it. Pashavo kim na mehanti. Don't the animals discharge? You think you are the only one who is doing to discharge? Means in sex life. Pashavo kim na mehanti. They are more controlled. So this is very important because all the abuse of the sense gratificatory activity has taken a big toll. And we are supposed to know the divinity of Lord Krishna. Janma karma chame divyam. Evam vettiyo tattvataha. Evam means only through the eyes of divinity. Even Arjuna is getting eyes of divinity just to see the Vishwarupa. And they think, oh, it's a TV operation. Spiritual TV. So this is pretty serious matter in devotional service. Don't get into externalities. Stay wherever you are, whichever position. Do not occupy artificial positions. Sthane sthita, but srutigatam tanu vangme. You should be conversant with the verdict of Shrutis, Shastras. So we always follow Guru, Sadhu, Shastra in order to remain in correct situation. Somebody say, oh, we are all doing politics. It's politically correct. It's politically correct. And Srila Prabhupada says, Gramya Katha is politics. You know, when so much turmoil was happening within ISKCON, Some GBCs were saying, oh, after all, we have to be politically correct. But politics does not stay in any chance in executing pure devotional service. Prabhupada is not creating a big family like the Pandavas and Kauravas. Then where is the point of playing politics in it? Because people are power hungry. Here, Prabhupada writes very straightforward, you know. The symptoms of pure devotees are described in this verse. The pure devotee is never interested in material topics. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly prohibited his devotees to talk about worldly matters. Gramya varta na kahibe. One should not indulge in talking unnecessarily about the news of material world. One should not waste time in this way. This is very important feature in the life of a devotee. Forget. There is no place of politics in devotional service. So, thank you very much. Anybody has any question? जोर से
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Dhanyavad Pranam Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
This management needs politics, Guru Maharaj.
Eh?
If you want to manage, you have need politics.
No, there is spiritual management also. Why don't you learn first and then do management?
How you learn in this?
Yeah. It's not like an apprentice who, while you practice, you learn. That is disastrous.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, can we ask a question, please?
Eh?
Yes, Prabhuji, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanyavad Pranam, Rishikesh Das.
I can't hear.
You mentioned and we'll repeat.
Put the mic nearby. You take the mic and put it nearby. That is the mic. That down.
That's fine. Prabhuji, please go ahead. I'll repeat the question for Maharaj.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna, Dhanyavad Pranam. Rishikesh Das from Wellington. Just two quick questions, small questions. Please help us. Thank you very much for this wonderful class. Number one is you mentioned Samvit plus Ladini Shakti is equal to Bhakti Shakti. If you can please elaborate this for this innocent soul. And number two is you mentioned
One at a time, Prabhuji. This is Rishikesh Prabhu from Wellington. He is asking a question that you mentioned that Samvit plus Ladini is Bhakti. Can you elaborate on that?
Surely. If you see the verse Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayodita Janityasu Jnanam Vairagyam Chadahetukam. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam itself. Janayatu means emerges. It produces. If we do pure devotional service to Lord Vasudeva, the causeless knowledge and detachment from the material world will be the resulting, effect. They cannot be artificially produced. It is not a prerequisite. But If you perform pure devotional service, these are the byproducts. Okay? So, Jnana and Vairagya are said to be the two sons of Bhakti Devi. Okay? Now, where do they come from? What is the real inoculation? Gyan means it must be coming from Mother Saraswati. Right? Vairagya is not coming alone. You know, Rupa Goswami said about Vairagya, Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya. The definition of Falgu Vairagya is Prapanchiki Taya Buddhya Hari Vastuna Sambandhina Mumukshohi Parityago Vairagyam Falgu Kathayate. Falgu Vairagya means false and detachment. And Prapanchaki Taya, Prapanch means earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Okay? These are the five elements. So anything that is material in nature and material intelligence, they do not discriminate that everything is made by the Lord and through His energy. So it must be utilized in the energy. He says, no. I will not use it. I will just give up everything. Tyaga. This is called Tyaga. Bhoga and Tyaga. You enjoy or you reject. But rejection of the matter which is created by the Supreme Lord is meant for His glorification, not for your rejection. If you are a devotee, you have to employ that. So Falgu Vairagya means one who artificially rejects. That is Falgu means it is only Bhogtyaga. That Tyag is not important. It is obstacle. Generally, Tyagis are impersonalist. While Anasaktasya Vishayan Yatha Arham Upayunjata. Upayunjata means employing in appropriate way. So, if you remain Anasakta, means detached on the objects of, say, material nature. But yatha arham upayunjata, for the purpose that they are meant, it should be in the service of, you must engage them in the service of the Supreme Lord, because they are made from His energy. Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe. Nirbandha. It is not going to be binding me if you are utilizing in Krishna Sambandhe. That is Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagyam Uchyate. So, the spiritual knowledge of the Vedas are imparted from the heart of Lord Krishna in the heart of Brahma. Tene Brahmaradaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Sure. Even the demigods get bewildered by the formation of the Panch Mahabhut. But it is said, Muhyanti Yat Surya Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Trishargo Amrusha. Vinimaya means the transformations from one to another. Tejo Vari Mridam. It's not a fake thing. Those who have studied science in the junior high school, they know it. Tejo Vari. From the fire, water comes, and from water, earth comes. And such transformations are even so wonderful that it bewilders even the demigods. Huh? But if you examine, when anything burns, means fire, two products are there, carbon dioxide and water vapor. All right? That means water is coming from fire. And if you take a drop of water, put on a slide of glass, and let it dry out, then see in the microscope, you'll be seeing earth particles are crystallized. They are there. So, from water, earth comes. Prabhupada said, oh, there is no water on the moon. Then Prabhupada said, how the hell the sand has come? So, if you know the transcendental nature of the God, the Supreme Person's energy, they can make so bewilderment. And the so-called PhD scientists and others, they are lost and they cannot find, anything. But our science is so much simple and observational truth that that is helping in spiritual way to understand, So, Samvit Shakti, Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini Shakti. These are the three internal potency of the Lord. And there are three gunas which are divine, and that is called Sat, Chit and Anand. Okay? So, when the potency, means the Shakti, is bound up by the gunas, that makes a manifestation of personality. Manifestation of the personality. Samvit Shakti is in the heart. Okay? Manifestation of that personality is Saraswati. But when you perform pure devotional service, really, you are after Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. You are engaged in Bhakti Yoga. Then appearance of, infallible knowledge, ahaituki jnana and vairagya, they will come. All right? So this is very important to understand that the personality, just like Radharani, she is the personification of Ladini Shakti. All right? Then, which is the main ingredient that binds the formation of Radharani? Anand. Anandamayobhyasat. Why Anand is the only attraction? And she is the reservoir of all pleasure for Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is enriched. He is called reservoir of the pleasure because he possesses Radharani's potency. Sat Chidananda. Chit means Samvit potency, consciousness. That is Saraswati. We forgot our consciousness, and because we misused in sense gratificatory activities. And we are supposed to pull out from sense gratificatory activities and engage ourselves in pure devotional service. Rishikena Rishikesham Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So like that. So, and Sandhini Shakti. Who is the personification of Sandhini Shakti? Balaram. When Sandhini Shakti also imbibes Saraswati Devi, that is Samvit Shakti, he takes the charge being Guru. And Sandhini Shakti has a business to manifest personalities, manifest. You can read the very first verse after invocating verse of Ishvara Paramakrishna. And people, we do not chant the other mantras that shows the structure of Golok Vrindavan and how Brahma is explaining the first 28 verses. The very first verses. Ishvara Paramakrishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Then, what is the first verse? What is the first verse? It's not Chintamani. What is the first verse? Sahasrapatra Kamalam Sahasrakyam Matpadam Tat Karnikaranam Tad Dhamam Tad Anantamsha Sambhavam. Who is this Ananta? Sambhava means manifesting. It is because of Balaram who is expanding as Ananta, unlimited. And manifestation of Ananta is to manifest Golok Vrindavan, then Vaikuntha, Goloka Dhamna Nijadham Nitale Chatasya Devi Mahesh Haridhamashu Teshu. All these dhamas are manifestation of Ananta. And therefore Ananta also has a business to hold them, at least the material world that we are told. Material, they are hold on the hoof of Ananta Shesha. But why secondary Sankarshan in all the Vaikuntha planets are there? Why is primary Sankarshan in Golok Vrindavan is there? Expansion of Krishna's. Krishna needs to be understood through his potencies and manifested potencies. Because the potencies of the Lord are manifested, therefore we can understand who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because the potencies are manifested, both spiritual potency and material potency. So this is pretty important to understand what is Samvit Shakti, what is Ladini Shakti, what is, Sandhini Shakti. It's not abstract energies. The impersonalists fail there. Oh, there must be some energy. But what energy? They can't probe into. Hey, Brahmajyoti. Brahmajyoti is the impersonal effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his, realm. That is Brahmajyoti. So out of enviousness, they fall back instead of going into Brahmajyoti and up. Lord Shiva is custodian, he is the in charge. He won't allow the so-called impersonalists to merge in Brahman even. He keeps them in the corner of Mahakalapur. That is described in Brihad Bhagavatam. Mahakalapur. And they fall back from there. They stay there for some time, but Lord Shiva does not allow them to cross the Viraja river and go to the spiritual world. I hope this is a very comprehensive answer I gave, but it was a good question. You wanted me to elaborate, so I elaborated.
Maharaj, he has a second question.
Yes, what is the second question?
Thank you, Maharaj, for the description. I think I'll have to mull over it before I can understand it completely, the first one. The second question is, you mentioned about Atmaha, the killer of the soul, and I see the reference of this in Ishwapnishad Mantra 3, chapter 11, chapter 20, Captain and the yet to be Vedavyasapriya, whichever it wins. My question is that all these refer to the facilities given to the human being, the Vedas, the Guru, and if one does not take advantage of these, then you are considered Atmaha. In your discourse, Maharaj, you mentioned, and please help me understand that, you said killer of animals is also killer of the soul. To my understanding, Atmaha was more concerned with us as humans trying to utilize the facilities available to us for self-realization. So can you please help us how it is connected to killing the animals?
His question is about Atmaha. So Atmaha is killer of souls, killer of soul, but that refers to those who are not utilizing the opportunity for self-realization. So how Atmaha refers to killer of animals as well?
Anyway,
It was Pashugnath, I think you were referring to.
Pashugna is also Atmaha. Atma cannot be killed, but they are separating Atma from the body. So he is curtailing his natural lifespan. What right did he have? He never created Atma. So how can he destroy Atma? It doesn't mean. Does anybody give a license? Not in Quran even. You know? So what to speak of Christianity? It is never mentioned that you can kill for food even. There is a nature, science understands a natural cycle of what they call, in Narad Muni describes jivo jivasya jivanam, one life subsists on another life. Okay? And there is a natural progression from phytoplanktons to zooplanktons and then small, it's called food chain. But human being has a discriminating faculty called intelligence. What is the use? Animals also have some intelligence. Some have become herbivorous. Herbivorous can be tamed. The carnivorous cannot be tamed or it is too difficult. Unless and until they have some protection, they don't go in front of that. They are also very sensitive. If you treat the way, then they will reciprocate. They become faithful to their, keeper who, right from the infant state, if they have maintained them, they will never attack them. That kind of love even is given, have been shown, given by animals, like carnivorous animals. Even tiger can be tamed in that way from childhood. Lions can be tamed. But what is the use? Where is the consciousness? So, um, killer of the soul is called Atmaha. Atma's destruction. Atma cannot be destroyed, but forcefully separating from the body is called killing. Did I give you answer?
Maharaj, I'm still a bit confused with the reference of the usage of Atmaha. And you rightly said that, Prabhuji, can you please translate because there's a bit of a long statement for me. So can you translate the bridge for Maharaj, please?
Okay. Maybe what we can do, Prabhuji, we can do it offline. There are some questions here locally. We can take those first now.
Okay.
So when you said about Muslims and Christians, Gurudev, Muslims, maybe yes, to one side they don't even feel like killing, but they shed tears, but they still kill. And the Christians, they say that animals don't have souls. They say only human beings. So thou shalt not kill, by Jesus says, thou shalt not kill. They say they think it's only humans.
No. They kill humans too.
Yeah.
Because they don't have proper knowledge about the soul. You know. The life symptoms are the presence of the soul. Anybody can understand that. When there is no life, soul is not there. All right? So, even in science, that subject matter you learn right from the very beginning of the lesson. What is the difference between living and dead? They teach like this. I learned in my junior school. Before you go into any science subject like biology or botany, you know, the very first lesson is that what is the difference between the life and death? The life has irritability, what they call. Irritability means if you give a stimulus, it responds. The dead does not have irritability. That is the. Now, what is that irritability? What is that ability? Then the experiment was done. Take amoeba on a slide, with water, and try to point a pin and see. It withdraws its pseudopods, what they call. The legs, false legs, but they have withdrawn. It is a single cell animal. Now that is life symptom. Knowingly or unknowingly, so many animals or bacteria, they are being killed. And Prabhupada says, look at this. Jainism, they put muffle on their mouth and nose. They don't want to kill the bacteria in the air. But bacteria are everywhere. You know. It's a sign that we are non-violent. But violence against a body, whether it's a small body or a big body, is violence. And there is a reaction of it because it's a karma. You know, a person who is in ignorance of violence also gets the reaction. you are what you eat. These are common phrases that people use. They want to eat animals to become violent. That's about it. Well, vegetarians are not violent. Do you pluck out the whole plant of bhaji to eat bhaji? No, not necessary. Some have bad habit. Tender bhaji. Dhania. Ukhado niche se. No, you can take out from the top and let it grow. Do you kill the plant to take a grain? No, you allow it to dry. Naturally leave the body. So, you can minimize the violence by knowing all this. Otherwise, there is a reaction. Who can say that vegetarian is not glutinous? Sense gratifier? He also. So anyway, these are important topics, but very foundational, and we have to understand. Kaha uttama sloka gunanuvadan puman virajyeta bina pashukna. There are exceptions. They cannot chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.